I died, choking on my own blood in the back of a yellow cab. The driver's frantic screams fading into static as my vision tunneled to black. All because my own mother sold me out for a slice of my success. Waking up gasping in my old Brooklyn apartment. The alarm clock blinking 7:14 a.m. on that cursed Tuesday 3 years ago. I realized the impossible. I'd been given a do-over. My heart pounding not from the crash, but from the venomous truth I'd carry into this second life. And the first thing I did, I grabbed my phone, scrolled to Mom's last text, "Proud of you, baby girl," and deleted it. Because in my first life, that pride had been the knife she twisted deepest. The coffee burned my tongue as I stared at the steam rising from the mug. The same chipped ceramic one I'd bought at a flea market in Williamsburg back when life felt like a rom-com montage. It was October 2022, and New York City hummed outside my window like nothing had changed, the distant wail of sirens, the rumble of the F train, the endless parade of over-caffeinated suits hustling toward subway grates. But everything had changed. Amaya Rivera, 32-year-old rising star at Kensington and Hale, a cutthroat ad agency in Midtown, had just clawed my way back from the grave. Or more accurately, from the twisted wreckage of that cab on the FDR Drive, where a freak accident had claimed my life right after my big promotion. I flexed my fingers, feeling the familiar calluses from late-night sketches. The faint scar on my thumb from a childhood kitchen mishap with Mom's dull paring knife. It was real. This body. This dingy one-bedroom, with its exposed brick walls and IKEA regrets. It was all mine again. No more hospital sheets. No ethereal bullshit, just me.
Amaya.
With the memories of betrayal etched like acid into my soul. In my first life, I'd trusted them blindly.
Mom.
Elena, the single Latina mom who'd raised me and my half-sister Sophia in a cramped Queens walk-up after Dad bailed when I was 5. She'd worked double shifts at the bodega, her hands cracked from bleach and endless inventory, always whispering,
Mia.
"Make it for us. Make us proud." Sophia, 5 years younger, the golden child with her wide-eyed innocence and straight-A report cards. The one Mom doted on like she was the second coming. I'd clawed my way through Pratt Institute on scholarships and ramen, landed that junior copywriter gig, and poured every bonus into building something solid. Our family was finally tasting the American dream. Right?
Wrong.
Dead wrong. The promotion had come like lightning, a corner office, a team of 5 under me, and the green light on my pitch for that eco-luxury campaign with the Swedish furniture giant, Ingvarsson Designs. I'd splurged on their top-line pieces for my office, a $13,800 setup of ergonomic desk, leather chair, and modular shelving that screamed executive realness. It was my trophy. My proof that Elena's sacrifices hadn't been for nothing. I'd even invited Mom and Sophia to the office warming, watching their eyes widen as they ran fingers over the buttery leather. "Amaya, this is you now," Mom had said, hugging me tight. "Our girl." Cut to 2 weeks later, the email from HR. "Asset discrepancy in your workspace. Immediate review." Turns out, my desk, my goddamn desk, had vanished overnight. Security footage showed a crew in Kensington maintenance uniforms hauling it out at dawn.
Signed off by
Rivera, authorized family representative.
Mom.
She'd posed as my emergency contact, claimed I was indisposed after a fake call about my sudden illness, and had the pieces shipped to Sophia's new apartment in Soho, a graduation gift for her fresh-out-of-college ass. Sophia, who was interning at a rival agency, Posted pics on Instagram. Blessed, big sis love. The shelving unit gleaming behind her in a haze of fairy lights and overpriced succulents. The fallout was biblical.
My boss.
Victor Hale himself saw it as embezzlement light, stealing company assets under false pretenses. I got hauled into a boardroom inquisition, my explanations drowned out by whispers of unprofessional family drama. They demoted me to a cubicle in the basement, buried my campaign under a new hire's name. And the stress? It cracked me open. Sleepless nights turned to migraines. Then a doctor's note for anxiety meds that I popped like candy. One rainy Thursday, after Mom's tearful voicemail, it was just a little help for Sophia.
Mia.
She needed it more. I stormed out of a client meeting, flagged that cab, and boom. Black ice on the bridge. Or so the cop said. But I knew better. The pills in my system, the exhaustion, the heartbreak, it was a slow poison, administered by the women who'd sworn to love me.
Now.
In this rewind, I wasn't going to play the victim. I slammed the mug down, shards of ceramic scattering like confetti from hell, and booted up my laptop. First order, dig. In my old life, I'd been too shell-shocked to connect the dots, but death had sharpened my edges. I pulled up Sophia's LinkedIn. There it was. Her entry-level creative coordinator role at Apex Media, the Shark Tank across town that poached Kensington talent like it was a sport. Mom's Facebook, full of humble brag posts about my girls making it. But scroll deeper, to the grainy photo albums from the 90s, and there it was, Dad. Not bailing, but bruised and bandaged in a hospital bed. Mom's arm around a younger Sophia, who looked nothing like me. Pale skin, blue eyes from some gringo fling. The secret she'd buried, Sophia wasn't Dad's. Mom had cheated, gotten knocked up, and pinned it on him until the truth leaked, driving him to drink and that final accident on the tracks.
It fueled me.
I showered cold, the water a slap of reality, and dressed in my power armor, slim black pantsuit, red soles clicking like gunfire on the hardwood. By 8:45, I was on the subway, earbuds blasting Kendrick Lamar's Humble, mapping my moves. Step 1. Secure the furniture order. I'd intercept the delivery, stash it in a storage unit under a fake name. Step 2. Plant seeds of doubt. A anonymous tip to HR about irregular access logs. Step 3. The real gut punch. Confront Mom, not with tears, but with leverage. I'd found her side hustle in my first life too late, skimming cash from the bodega for Sophia's tuition, but really funding her coke habit at those Bushwick raves. Yeah, little sis had a demon or two. The elevator dinged at Kensington's 42nd floor, all glass and ambition, and I stepped out like I owned the joint. Victor was in early, barking orders at his assistant. Amaya, pitch revisions by noon. I flashed my killer smile. On it,
Boss.
and hey, that Ingvarson mock-up? I had an idea to amp the controversy, make it hit like a gut punch. He grunted approval, and I sauntered to my desk, still the communal one. Pre-promotion purgatory. No matter. This time, I'd climb faster, dirtier. Lunch was a solo falafel wrap on a bench in Bryant Park, watching influencers pose for the gram. My phone buzzed. Mom. Dinner tonight? Sophia's in town. I typed back. Fingers flying. Can't wait. Got big news. Let them squirm. That evening, I hit the storage unit in Red Hook, the forklift guy eyeing me like I was smuggling Faberge eggs as he loaded the crates. $13,800 worth of oak and steel. My fortress. Back home, I cracked a bottle of Malbec and sketched revenge arcs on a notepad, cross out the soft landings, circle the cuts that bled. Days blurred into a frenzy. I nailed the pitch, Victor slapping my back, so hard it bruised. You're fire, Rivera. Whispers spread. Apex was sniffing around, offering six-figure bait. Sophia's posts ramped up. Brunch at Balthazar. Tagged hustle hard, with mom liking everyone. I mirrored her, posting subtle jabs, a meme about family ties that bind. Or strangle. Hit 500 likes overnight. Then the call came. Week 3. Mom's voice. Syrupy. Amaya. Honey. Sophia's apartment is so bare. You know how she loves your style. Maybe. Share a piece. My laugh echoed cold.
Mom.
That's not how this works. But sure.
Come see the office sometime.
I've got something special planned.
Click.
The hook was set. By month's end, the promotion landed early, my campaign greenlit. Desk ordered. But I rerouted it, had it lost in transit, then miraculously recovered, under lock and key in my actual office. Sophia texted, "Congrats, big sis. Jealous of that setup, lol." I replied with a photo of the empty space. Plenty of room for visitors. Bring mom. The dinner was at our old haunt, the Cuban joint in Astoria, where mom waitressed back in the day. Pollo asado sizzled. Plantains golden. But the air crackled with unspoken thunder. Sophia chattered about her big break at Apex. Eyes glassy under the low lights. Coke gleam. I clocked it. Mom fidgeted with her napkin, avoiding my gaze. So,
Mia.
Tell us about the job. I leaned in, voice low. It's everything. But, family first, right? Like how you helped Sophia with her place. Their forks paused. Sophia's smile faltered. What do you mean? I slid a printout across the table, bank statements. Blurred but damning. Mom's bodega deposits funneled to Sophia's account. Just a gift.
Huh?
Like my furniture will be. Mom's face drained to ash. Amaya. That's not. Save it. I cut in. The restaurant noise fading to a buzz. I know about Dad. The affair. How you gaslit him into the grave. Sophia gasped, hand to mouth. Mom's eyes welled. But I saw the calculation flicker, damage control. You're twisting it, baby. We can fix this. No, I said, standing, the chair scraping like a verdict. This time, I fix it. I walked out into the night. Rain slicking the sidewalks. Heart hammering not with rage, but clarity. The game was on. The subway rattled like my nerves the next morning. Each jolt a reminder that revenge wasn't a sprint, it was a goddamn ultramarathon with landmines. I'd barely slept, replaying Mom's crumpled face. Sophia's wide-eyed denial. The way the other diners had pretended not to stare. Back in my first life, that confrontation would have broken me into apologies. Family therapy sessions that ended in more lies. But death? It strips the bullshit. You emerge raw, recalibrated, ready to burn bridges with a blowtorch. Kensington buzzed with pre-holiday frenzy, Halloween pumpkins carved into agency mascots. Interns chugging Red Bulls like holy water. I clocked in at my desk, the communal hellhole smelling of burnt popcorn and desperation, and fired off an email to logistics, confirming Varson delivery reroute, personal storage pending office install. CC'd Victor for good measure. Let the paper trail build. By noon, my inbox pinged with Apex's feelers. Amaya. Coffee? Heard you're killing it. Sophia's boss. No doubt tall. Slick-haired Chad type with a Rolodex of nepotism hires. I declined politely. Rain check. Swamped. But I forwarded it to our IT guy, Marco, with a wink emoji and FYI, poaching alert. He owed me from that time I covered his bar tab after a pitch flop. Seeds planted. Afternoon blurred into client calls. My voice steady as I pitched taglines that slice like switchblades. Ingvarson, sustainably savage, because green should mean boring. Victor ate it up, greenlighting a $2 mil media buy. As the team high-fived, I slipped into the supply closet, pulling up a burner app on my phone. Time to stir the pot. I dialed the bodega's owner. Mr. Patel. Voice modulated low. Elena Rivera's been shorting you. Check the registers from last quarter. Sophia's tuition spikes.
Click.
Anonymous tip. Zero trace. Let mom sweat her day job while I fortified mine. Evening found me in Red Hook. The storage unit's fluorescent hum a lonely symphony. I unpacked the desk piece by piece, running hands over the grain like it was a lover's skin. This wasn't just wood, it was my armor. The tangible fuck you to their entitlement. I snapped assembly vids for progress posts, hashtagging bossbaybuild. Sophia liked it immediately. Thirsty much? Home by 10. I pored over Dad's old letters, digitized from a shoebox I'd found post-mortem in my first life. Elena. The girl's not mine. Blue eyes don't lie. But I'll raise her if you swear it's over. Forged in desperation. Dated weeks before his suicide, on the LIRR tracks. Mom had played the grieving widow card hard. But the coroner's addendum, elevated blood alcohol, suspicious bruises, had been buried under her tears. I bookmarked a PI's contact. Ex-NYPD. Discreet. $500 a day. My savings could swing a week. Tomorrow. The PI,
Gus,
met me at a diner off Flatbush. All grease and vinyl booths. Gray stubble. Eyes like chipped flint. Rivera.
Ha.
Family gigs are messy. I slid him a retainer check. Messy's my middle name. Dig on Elena, affair details.
Dad's death.
And Sophia's side hustle. She's not just interning. He nodded, slurping coffee. 2 days for prelims. Cash only after. Back at the office. Tension simmered. Whispers about inventory audits rippled through the bullpen, my anonymous HR nudge working overtime. Victor pulled me aside. Amaya, anything I should know about your setup? I feigned confusion. Like what?
Boss.
He waved it off. But the seed stuck. Mom called that night. Voicemail trembling. We need to talk. Sophia's upset. Please.
Mia.
I deleted it. Texted back. Busy. Love you. The lie tasted like ash. But it bought time. Gus delivered Thursday. A manila envelope thick as sin. We met in McCarran Park. Leaves crunching underfoot like brittle bones. Your mom's affair? With a married prof from Queens College. 94. Sophia's bioded. Guys loaded. Tech, VC. But Elena cut ties when he offered a paternity test. As for your old man. He flipped to grainy photos, subway platform. Shadows of a scuffle. Elena's silhouette in the distance. Witness says she argued with him minutes before. No charges. Cops chalked it to drunk fall. But bruises match a shove. My stomach nodded. Not accident. Manslaughter. Maybe. Sophia? Gus shrugged. Kids clean on paper. But her Venmo? Linked to party promoters. Blow and bottle service. 5-figure tabs. Mommy's subsidizing. I paid him off. Walked the park's perimeter until dusk bled into neon. The secret wasn't just infidelity. It was blood on Mom's hands. Sophia, the living lie she'd kill to protect. My phone lit up. Sophia. Sis. Mom's freaking. What's going on? I typed slow. Just protecting what's mine. See you at Thanksgiving. Friday's team meeting was electric. Ingvarson reps in the house. Scandinavian blondes nodding at my visuals. Post-pitch. Victor cornered me. Apex called. Said you're unstable. Family drama. My blood iced. Sophia's doing, poisoning the well. I leaned in. Voice steel. Boss. Families are war zones. But I'm your best shot at this campaign. Trust me or cut me loose. He searched my face, then clapped my shoulder. Prove it. I did. That weekend, I ghosted a storage facility hack. Nothing illegal. Just a lost invoice that flagged my unit as VIP. Ironclad against family pickups. Monday. The bodega hit the fan, Mr. Patel fired Mom on the spot, screaming about theft. She blew up my phone. Amaya, you did this? After everything? Voicemail ended in sobs. Sophia followed. You're ruining us. Jealous bitch. Jealous?
No.
Avenging. I blocked them both. Dove into work like a woman possessed. The campaign launched viral. Sustainably Savage trended. Shares spiking 300%. Victor promoted me on the spot. Corner office. Rivera. Earned it. But victory soured quick. Tuesday. HR summoned. MS. Rivera. We've received complaints. Your mother claims you harassed her workplace. Attached, Mom's affidavit. Tear-streaked lies about my erratic behavior. Sophia's signature at the bottom.
Cosigner.
The boardroom loomed. Same as before, cold chrome table. Judgmental stares. But this time, I walked in loaded. Gentlemen. Ladies, this is personal sabotage. My family sees my success as a threat. I slid Gus's prelim report across, redacted. But damning enough, embezzlement patterns, fraud flags. Check the logs. Unauthorized access attempts from a Queen's IP last week. Victor's eyes narrowed. This true. HR blanched. Tapping keys. Minutes stretched eternal. Then, IP traces to Elena Rivera. Security breach. Dismissed with a warning. Handle your shit off hours. I exited to thunderous applause in my head. But the real storm brewed at home. A knock at midnight. Mom. Rain-soaked. Eyes wild. Let me in. Amaya. Please. I cracked the door.
Why?
So you can steal my life again. She pushed past, dripping on the rug. It's not like that. Sophia. She's spiraling. The money, the drugs, I had to help. Your father. He was going to take her away. The floodgates cracked. Confessions spilled. The affair born of loneliness. Dad's rage. The platform push and panic. He lunged first. Sophia's dad reappearing last year, offering hush money she refused. I did it for us. For you. Lies wrapped in truth. I grabbed her arm.
Hard.
You killed him. For her. And now you'd kill my career too. She wrenched free, backing toward the door. You're not my daughter anymore. The slam echoed. Neither are you. I thought. Game over. November's chill seeped into my bones as I paced the apartment. Mom's parting shot looping like a bad remix. Not your daughter. After 27 years of laundry folds and bedtime stories, it landed like a sucker punch. But punches? I'd taken worse in the ring of my first death. The cabs crumple. The paramedics she's coding. And come out swinging. This was fuel. Pure octane for the inferno I'd stoke. Work became my bunker. The corner office materialized by week's end, floor-to-ceiling windows framing the Empire State like a jealous lover. My Varson desk enthroned center stage. I assembled it solo, screws turning with ritual precision, each click a ward against thieves. Victor popped champagne at the reveal. Amaya, you're the real deal. And I toasted with the team, but my eyes scanned for snakes. Sophia's silence screamed volumes, Mom's radio blackout. A white flag of retreat. Gus's full report dropped Friday. Couriered to my desk. I locked the office door, blinds drawn, and devoured it. Pages of timelines. Mom's affair with Professor Harlan Whitmore. A venture capitalist slumming it in academia, culminating in Sophia's birth August 97. Dad confronted. Threats of divorce, Mom's insurance, fabricated abuse claims to custody lawyers. The platform incident, security cam stills showing Mom's hand on his chest. Not pull, but propel. Involuntary manslaughter threshold, Gus noted. Statutes run. But civil suit? Leverage City. Sophia's dossier chilled deeper. Apex internship affront for Harlan's connections. Daddy dearest pulling strings from his Silicon Valley perch. Her hustle? Not just coke. She was fencing agency intel to Apex. Leaked pitches for kickbacks. One email chain. Sis's campaign deets. $5K wired. My blood boiled. Betrayal squared. I needed allies. Marco from IT was first, beers at a dive in Kips Bay. Amaya, you saved my ass last year. What's the play? I showed him the Apex emails. Redacted. Ghost trace. Make it look like Sophia's IP. He grinned.
Hacker glee.
On it. But why not go nuclear? Expose her. Tempting, I said. Clinking bottles. But nukes leave fallout. I want surgical. Next. Lila. My ride or die from Pratt. Now a journo at the Village Voice.
Coffee at Le Pain Quotidien.
Croissants crumbling as I spilled. Family scandal. Corporate espionage angle. Off record for now. Her eyes lit. Amaya. This is Pulitzer bait. Give me the nod. I nodded.
Soon.
Build the file first. The plan crystallized over insomnia-fueled nights. Phase 1. Isolate. I reinstated Mom's number. Sent to Olive Branch. Miss you. Coffee. She bit. Meeting at a neutral Starbucks in Flushing.
Hollow-eyed.
Chain-smoking menthols outside. Amaya. Forgive me. Sophia's in rehab, Harlan's footing it. I can't lose you too.
Rehab? News to me.
I sip my latte. Casual.
Good. But Mom.
Dad's files. I know. All of it. Her cigarette dropped. Ember dying in the gutter. He was violent. I protected us. Protected Sophia. I corrected.
Me?
Collateral. She reached for my hand. I pulled back. Help me make it right. The bodega, I'll confess. Payback. A hook. Prove it. Wire Mr.
Patel today.
And stay away from my work. She nodded frantically, fumbling her phone. By evening, confirmation pinged, $8,000 transferred. Small win, but it cracked her armor. Phase 2, Sophia. I unblocked. Texted. Heard about rehab. Proud of you. Visit the office. She replied quick. Thanks, sis. Victor still hot. Slutty subtext. But I played along. Always. Swing by Friday. Tore the setup. She arrived in Lululemon. All YogaFlex innocence. But her eyes darted to the desk like a crow to shine.
Wow.
Amaya. This is fire. I locked the door behind us. Sit. We need to talk. Her ass hit the chair, my chair, and I leaned on the desk, arms crossed. Apex payoffs. Harlan. The leaks. Color drained from her face. What? You're crazy. I dropped the printouts. Gus's gold. Crazy? Like selling out your sister for blow money. She bolted up, chair wheeling back. Mom told you to. Mom, rage flared. She pushed Dad to his death for you. Sophia laughed.
Bitter.
He was a drunk. And you? Always the perfect one.
Hogging the spotlight.
Harlan's my dad, he gets it. The slap echoed before I registered my hand moving. Her cheek bloomed red. Tears instant. Get out, I hissed. And stay gone. Or the voice runs the story. Nepo in turn sells secrets. She fled, sobbing into the hall. Victor poked his head in. Everything good? I smoothed my blouse. Family therapy. Productive. But the backlash hit weekend. Harlan's email. From a Palo Alto domain. MS. Rivera. Back off my daughter. Or your precious agency learns about your ethics. That scholarship fraud from college. Attached. Forged docs. My Pratt app with embellished extracurriculars. Panic spiked. Then steadied. Bluff. I dotted every I at Pratt. I forwarded to Lila. Verify and amplify. Her reply. Already on it. Harlan's got priors. Extortion suits. Mom's next plea came Sunday. Outside my building.
Rain lashing.
Sophia told me. Harlan's threatening you. I buzzed her up. The elevator ride silent death.
Inside.
Over tea she wouldn't touch. She broke. I ended it with him years ago. But he found out about Sophia. Started paying blackmail. Really? To keep quiet. The twist uncoiled. Mom wasn't the villain soul. Harlan was the puppeteer. Using Sophia as bait. Mom as mule. Dad's death. Collateral in their twisted custody war. Why not tell me? I demanded. Fear, she whispered. Of losing my girls. I softened. Just a fracture. Then help end it.
Testify.
Against him. She nodded. Shattered.
For you.
For your father. Monday's boardroom was Armageddon. Harlan's jet landed him in Manhattan. Storming Kensington with lawyers in tow. Rivera defamed my daughter. Victor. Pale. Amaya. Explain. I stood. Projector cued. Not defamation. Exposure. Slides flew. Emails. Transfers. Gus's cams. Lila's voice preview embedded. Tech mogul's dirty dynasty. Gasps rippled. Harlan blustered. Fabrications. But Marco's trace pinged live. Sophia's laptop. Apex server. Downloading Kensington files that morning. Real-time breach. I said. Security swarmed. Cops followed. Harlan's empire cracked. Arrests by noon. Security's fraud tacked on. Sophia, picked up at rehab. Flipped like a dime. He made me.
Mom.
At the station. Corroborated. The push. It was him. Paying off witnesses. Vindication washed hot. But hollow. Victor clapped my back. Hero. Rivera. Bonus incoming. Yet as I watched the news van swarm, a whisper nagged. Too clean? The fallout from Harlan's takedown hit like a nor'easter. Headlines screaming, VC vampire exposed. Blackmail. Betrayal. And a body on the tracks across the Post and Times. Lila's byline gleaming like a scalpel. Kensington's stock dipped 2%. But my star? It's supernovaed. Victor paraded me through investor calls. Amaya Rivera, the whistleblower who saved our ass. Bonuses stacked, 6 figures, plus equity. I splurged on a rooftop loft in Dumbo. Views of the bridge mocking the FDR wreckage I'd dodged twice over. But Victory's afterglow faded fast. Mom moved into a motel off Northern Boulevard. Jobless and adrift. Her voicemails a litany of remorse. Mija. I signed a civil suit against Harlan. For Dad's estate. It's yours now. Sophia. Out on bail. Ghosted rehab for a hideout in Jersey. Her Instagram dark. Harlan? Indicted. Assets frozen. Lawyered up to his eyeballs. The DA called me key witness, prepping depositions that'd drag into spring. I should have felt whole. Instead, cracks spiderwebbed. Nightmares replayed the cab crash. Not as accident, but sabotage, tires tampered. In my first life, the NTSB report was inconclusive, but now, with Gus on retainer, I tasked him, dig the wreck. Every angle. His prelim Tuesday, brake line nicked.
Pro job.
No prints. But. The butt chilled. Traces of Mom's bodega latex gloves in the cab's undercarriage. She'd tailed me that night. Post-confrontation. Rage-blinded. Accident meant to scare, Gus theorized. You swerved anyway. My stomach revolted. Not just betrayal, attempted murder. I confronted her at the motel. A flea bag with neon vacancy, buzzing like a migraine. She opened in a robe, hollow-cheeked.
Amaya.
The money came through. $200,000 from the settlement. I shoved past, slamming the door. The brakes.
Mom.
You? Her knees buckled to the carpet. I followed you.
Saw the cab. I panicked. Just a slash.
To stop you. Make you listen. Sobs racked her. Harlan put me up to it, said you'd ruin Sophia if you dug too deep. The web tightened. Harlan, even caged, pulling strings through Mom's guilt. I paced, fury coiling. You almost killed me. For him? For her? She clutched my legs. Forgive me.
Please.
Therapy. Jail, whatever. Just don't abandon me. A war raged. The girl who'd bandaged my scraped knees versus the monster who'd severed brake lines. One chance, I grated. Testify against him. Full truth. And Sophia cut her off. She nodded. Broken doll. I swear. Back in Dumbo. I fortified. New locks. Ring cams. A Glock permit pending. Work ramped. Ingvarson campaign exploding. Billboards of my taglines papering Times Square. But paranoia crept. Anonymous emails. Back off or join your dad. IP traced to a VPN. But Marco cracked it, Sophia's burner. She cornered me Friday. Post-depo. Outside the courthouse in Foley Square. Rain-slicked marble. Tourists oblivious. Amaya. Wait. Her eyes. Bloodshot. Pleaded. Mom's lying. Harlan's innocent, you framed him. I halted. Umbrellas blooming around us. Framed? With your own emails? She lunged, nails raking my arm.
Bitch. You always hated me.
The furniture. The job. You poisoned Mom against me. Security peeled her off. But her shriek lingered. I'll make you pay.
Cops hauled her.
Resisting.
To the precinct.
Assault charge pending. Victor called that night. Heard about the sister. You okay? I lied. Peachy. Just family fireworks. But embers smoldered. Saturday. Lila dropped a bomb over brunch at Sarah Beth's. Harlan's got a dead man switch. If he goes down, files drop your mom's affair. But twisted. Claims you knew about Dad's suicide and covered for inheritance. Forged chats. AI deepfakes of my voice. Let him rot. Rage or fear?
Both.
I rallied. Gus tailed Sophia to a Jersey stash house. Coke bricks and burner phones. Dealing now, he reported. Harlan's network. I tipped Narcotics Anonymous, her arrest Monday. Mid-transaction. Mom cracked under the strain. Calling hysterical. Sophia's gone bad because of you. Exposing us. The motel call traced. She'd met Harlan's fixer that morning. Betrayal reloaded. I hung up. Dialed the DA. Elena's recanting. Get her in protective. The sting op launched Tuesday. Mom lured to a midtown safe house. Wired for sound. Harlan's goon arrived. Greasy in a tracksuit. Boss says flip the kid, blame Amaya for the leaks. Mom played along. Then flipped. Cops. Takedown clean. Goon cuffed. Harlan's empire crumbled. RICO charges. Assets seized. Sophia. Facing trafficking. Cut a deal. Testify against her bio dad for leniency. Mom. Immunity for full confession. The push. The breaks. The schemes. Sentenced to 5. Probation possible. Christmas loomed. City aglow in tacky lights. I spent it solo. Dumbo loft strung with LEDs. Takeout tamales warming my lap. Victor's gift. A key to the C-suite. But as midnight told, a knock, Lila. Bottle in hand. Merry fucking Christmas. Hero. You earned this. We clinked. Stories spilling. For the first time, laughter felt real. Yet Dawn brought the call. Mom. From Riker's intake. I love you.
Mia.
Always did.
Click.
Forgiveness? Maybe later.
For now.
Survival sufficed. But twists don't end easy. New Year's Eve. A package arrived, no sender. Wrapped in butcher paper. Inside, Dad's old watch. Ticking steady. And a note in his scrawl. Knew the truth.
Protected you.
Live big. Postmark, Queens.
Pre-death.
Gus confirmed Mom had forged it. Last Hail Mary. Or was it? The watch's engraving. To Amaya. My real legacy. Dad's hand. Verified. She'd kept it hidden. A final lie unraveled. I strapped it on. Leather band worn soft. The game wasn't over. It evolved. January thawed the city slow. Slush puddles mirroring the gray skies as I stepped into 2023 reborn, not just from death, but from the grave of illusions I'd called family. The loft in Dumbo felt less like a perch, more like a launch pad, its high ceilings echoing with a ghosts I'd exorcised. Harlan rotted in federal holding, his plea deal a lifetime of appeals. Sophia, in a low SEC facility upstate, penning letters I burned unread. Mom's appeal hearing loomed in March, her lawyer citing duress from the affair's shadow. Duress my ass, it was choice, repeated like a bad habit. Work, a coliseum I'd conquered. Victor named me creative director, the youngest in Kensington's history. Mying Varson triumph spawning sequels, Savage Legacy. A line extension that netted $50 mil in Q1. The boardroom, once my coliseum of dread, now bowed, standing ovations for pitches that bled edge and authenticity. Amaya gets it, Victor boomed at the all-hands.
Raw. Real.
Relentless. Interns idolized. Rivals circled. But I moved like a queen, crown forged in fire. Yet the watch ticked reminders. Dad's legacy wasn't cash or condos, it was grit. The kind that stared down subways and secrets. I hired a genealogist on whim, tracing Rivera's back to Puerto Rican roots, unearthing great-aunt letters from the 50s. Fight for yours, or they take it all. Fitting epitaph. Gus wrapped his file in February. Final invoice settled over pastrami at Katz's. Clean as it gets.
Kid.
Harlan's network gutted, Sophia's the last thread. I slid him a bonus. One more, the cab. Break Nick's mom's gloves. He shrugged. Mustard dripped. Forensic match. But intent? Jury's out. Could have been the goon. Ambiguity's gift, room for mercy. Or its illusion. Mom's hearing fell on a drizzly Thursday. Courthouse steps slick as her lies. I testified last. Suit pressed. Voice level. She raised me. Broke me. But blood's thicker than brake fluid. The judge, a no-nonsense black woman with silver streaks, eyed me sharp. Sentiment or fact? MS. Rivera? Fact, I said. She confesses. Serves time. But probation after, for redemption. Whispers rippled. Mom's eyes met mine, wet with something like hope. Verdict, 3 years. Suspended after 1. Community service. She hugged me in the hall.
Frail.
Thank you.
Mia.
Don't thank me, I murmured. Earn it. We parted strangers, but unburdened. Sophia's visitor day came voluntary. Upstate drive a meditation in fog. She looked smaller behind, plexi, orange jumpsuit swallowing her frame. Sis. You came. Voice small. Stripped of venom. I pressed the receiver. Not for hugs. For closure. She nodded, tears tracking. Harlan. He groomed me. Mom knew. Enabled. I hated you because you escaped it. Escape. The word hung. Hate's a chain. Break it. I left a book, The Glass Castle, on the ledge. Read. Reflect. Her nod followed me out. Spring bloomed brutal, cherry blossoms warring with construction cranes. Lila's piece dropped. Pulitzer-nominated. Bloodlines and boardrooms, a sister's reckoning. I made page 1. Anonymous source no more. Offers flooded. Book deals. TED slots. Headhunter calls from Google. I cherry-picked. A memoir ghosted. Title pending. Victor's retirement party in June was a spectacle. Rooftop at the Standard. Skyline ablaze. He pulled me aside.
Scotch in hand.
Kid. The agency's yours. Co-lead with Marco. I clinked. Hell yes. But as confetti rained, a shadow crossed Sophia's early release. Good behavior. Mom's new gig, paralegal training. Ironic twist. The twist hit July 4th. Fireworks cracking over the East River as I hosted Lila and Marco on the loft deck. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. Voicemail played. Sophia's voice. Steady. Amaya. I'm out.
Clean.
Mom's helping. Real job at a nonprofit. Read the book.
Changed me. Can we?
Try.
Pause.
The watch ticked on my wrist. Dad's voice. Imagined. Live big. I texted back. Coffee. Neutral ground. One shot. We met at a park in Prospect. Benches worn. Kids shrieking on swings. She looked healthy, hair pulled back. No gloss. Thanks for coming. Awkward sips. Then, I'm sorry. For everything. The leaks. The hate. I was lost. Me too, I admitted. But loss doesn't license ruin. She nodded. Therapy says own it. So, I keyed your car last year. Paid the shop for my savings. Small fry, but progress. Apology accepted. Provisionally, we walked.
Tentative.
Sharing silences. Mom joined later. Tentative bridge. Mija, she said, eyes down. I sold the furniture because... Jealousy. You soared. I stagnated. Sophia mirrored me. Truth's bitter pill. Then soar now, I said. Without stealing wings. Months blurred. Family dinners. Cautious. Mom's eras con pollo. Sophia's stories of NA meetings. No fairy tale. Arguments flared. Old wounds scabbed. But healing? Incremental. Fall brought the memoir launch. Rewind and Render. Bestseller overnight. Oprah Book Club whisper. Book tour in LA. I stood on stages spilling. Betrayal's not the end. It's the edit. Crowds nodded. Shared their scars. Back in Brooklyn. The old apartment leased out. Fresh start for some striver. I kept the watch. Ticking toward 40. Victor's successor?
Me. Fully.
Ingvarson expanded. Amaya Rivera collection. Sustainable spite in oak. One night. Loft quiet. I poured Malbec. Scrolled old pics. Us three at Coney Island. Cotton candy grins. Deleted none. Forgiveness isn't erasure, it's archive. The cab memory faded. No longer chokehold, but cautionary. I died on. Yes, betrayed by blood. Buried in secrets. But reborn?
I thrived.
Trung Sin wasn't curse or gift, it was canvas. And mine? Masterpiece in progress. As fireworks echoed New Year's again, Mom and Sophia on the deck, tentative toasts, I raised my glass. To Sakon's chances. They echoed. Voices weaving. The watch ticked on. Legacy's edge.
Sharp than mine.